Okay, so the first route we're going to show you is at the Greenpoint Traffic Department. When you arrive at the traffic department, the driving instructor will park the car at the front entrance, and the parking yard is around the corner at the back of the traffic department. So the first thing that will happen is that you will drive from the front of the traffic department to the parking yard situated under the bridge at the back of the traffic department, and that's where the actual test will occur. Usually the traffic cop will get inside the car and drive the car for you from the front of the traffic department to the back. So now we're about to make our way to the back of the traffic department to show you where the actual test will begin. Although this is where your driving instructor will park the car, and where you will meet the traffic cop will be at the front of the traffic department. So the route which you are about to see now, or the route which you are witnessing right now, will be driven by the traffic cop. After stopping at the stop street, you will then proceed under the bridge, as you see up ahead. And if you have a look on the right, you will notice your parking yard. There's all the poles and cones on the right. That's your parking yard. That's where your test will begin. The objective of this video is to show you your test route, so we will not be doing the parking on this video, but we will be showing you the test route. So if you look on the right, you will notice your incline start and your parking. This is where your test will begin. After the parking, you will exit the parking yard. That's your incline up ahead. The gates are closed at the moment, but this is where you will do your incline start and then proceed to your alley docking, your parallel parking, your three-point turn. And the Greenpoint Traffic Department usually does the emergency stop inside of the parking yard. Once you are done with the parking and you've passed your parking, you will exit, and now your test route will begin. There are more than one test route at the Greenpoint Traffic Department. Today we are going to choose the most common route. So up ahead, the inspector will ask you to turn right. You then indicate, mirror blind spot indicate, check if it's safe before you turn. So you'll watch for oncoming traffic. When it's safe, you'll turn right. Notice how the cars usually speed on this road, so when you're turning, make sure you have a big gap. Up ahead, the road bends to the left, so you don't have to indicate because it's a bend. It's a straight road that winds to the left, but you do have to maintain a safe speed. Make sure you do not cross the red line on the left. Make sure you do not cross the solid white line on the right. Turn with the pull-push method. Watch out for parked cars. You may not cross the solid white line on the right. Up ahead is a stop street. That's where your traffic cop will ask you to indicate to the left. Notice that this area is usually flooded with pedestrians, so always maintain a safe gap before proceeding. This is a slight incline, so a lot of students roll at this point, so make sure you have proper clutch control before you turn to the move off and turn to the left. Up ahead is a pedestrian crossing, so you'll make sure you're in second gear. If there are pedestrians walking, you'll have to stop, complete stop, handbrake up, neutral, first gear, clutch control. Make sure you do not move over the pedestrian crossing until the pedestrians have clearly moved off. The traffic circle will indicate to the left, and we'll continue around the bend. Notice the pedestrian crossing up ahead and your signs on the side of the road which are warning you about the road signs up ahead. Pedestrian crossing, traffic circle. So you can master your test route. If you know what is about to approach, you'll know exactly how to handle your vehicle in order not to in order to obey all the rules up ahead. Sharp curve chevrons up ahead indicating that your road has a sharp turn to the right. As you're driving, always take note of the road signs which will indicate the speed limit. It will also indicate any obstructions or any obstacles in the road such as pedestrian crossings. So as you approach the waterfront, there'll be a lot of pedestrian crossings. You have to bring your car to a complete stop. Make sure no pedestrians have their foot off the pavements entering the pedestrian crossings before you proceed. If you proceed with a pedestrian having their foot off the pavement onto the pedestrian crossing, it will be an immediate fail. There's a second pedestrian crossing under the bridge. Please remember that pedestrian crossings are only done in either first or second gear. As long as you reading the rules of the road, even as long as you're following the signs on the side of the road, it will always warn you about any obstacles that you're about to approach. This is the most common test route done by the Greenpoint Traffic Department. At the pavilion, you will turn left and then have an immediate change of lanes to the right. Checking your blind spot, indicating, and then turning right onto Beach Road. Make sure you drive far forward enough as not to cross the painted island. This is the most common test route used by the Greenpoint Traffic Department. Try to watch it over and over so that you can master all the obstacles that you have to pass without violating any rules of the road. The signs on the side of the road will always warn you about any obstacles such as pedestrian crossings, traffic circles. The first traffic circle on Beach Road will be entering from the left lane into the right, merging lanes. Check your blind spot, only go over if it's safe to do so. On Beach Road, the speed limit is generally 50 kilometers per hour, so you should drive at approximately 40 kilometers per hour, 45 kilometers per hour. Make sure you do not exceed 50 kilometers per hour. There are usually a lot of parked cars on the side of the road, pulling in or out of the parking bay, such as we have over here. We cannot go around the car due to the solid line on the right hand side. In this case, in your test, you'll have to bring your car to a complete stop, handbrake up first gear. Once the car has made its way into the parking bay, you may then proceed. So we may not go around the solid white line. There are usually a lot of cyclists, a lot of pedestrians, a lot of cars and buses stopping on Beach Road. As we enter Mully Point, your lane will then split up into two lanes. On this route, in general, on Mully Point, you should keep on the right hand side lane. Usually learners drive on the left hand side lane, which is the slow lane, but in this particular case, we usually, on your test route, it's advisable to keep on the right hand side lane to avoid the cars pulling in and out, the cyclists and the buses and the pedestrians. So Mully Point is generally very busy with pedestrians, cyclists, cars pulling in and out, and buses on the left lane. So we can avoid this on the day of the test. Keep on the right hand side lane on Beach Road. Notice the speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour on this road and not 60. Notice the solid line on the right breaking into the dash line and the dash line breaking into the solid line. So as long as you're on the right hand side lane on Beach Road, you avoid a lot of the obstructions and obstacles on the left hand side. Usually learners should keep on the left hand side lane, except for this part of the test. On Beach Road, it's advisable to avoid a lot of the obstructions. As you approach the lighthouse, you'll have merging lanes. Quite a scary test route with all the cyclists. As long as you're following the rules of the road, sticking to the advice, it should go smoothly. Just around the bend by the lighthouse, the lanes merge into a single lane again, so you need to check your left blind spot. Notice the speed limit is still 50 on Beach Road, up until 3 Anchor Bay. Make sure you check your side roads. Keep a safe following distance from the vehicle in front of you. As you approach the T-Junction, the lane will split up into 3 lanes. On the day of your test, in general, you want to keep on the right hand side lane. This is a T-Junction. From the center lane, turning right, so notice the corner of Beach Road and Helen Suzman. If you do stop at this robot, it's an incline start. So make sure you have good clutch control before pulling off. So Beach Road splits up from a single lane into a double lane, from a double lane back into a single lane, and then as approaching Helen Suzman Drive, it then splits up into 3 lanes. So from the single lane, it splits up into a double lane, you keep on the right hand side. And when it splits up into a single lane again, and from the single lane it splits up into 3 lanes, you will keep in the center lane. So from the center lane, we're about to turn right. And when you turn right, you have a choice of falling into either one of two lanes, either the center or the left. We're going to keep on the left. Your traffic cop should also instruct you to keep on the left lane, as the next turn will be to the left. So on 3 Anchor Bay Road, you'll turn left and you'll stick to the left, turning left on Beach Road on the next turn. This is another incline start. Usually on this road, the inspector will ask you to do a left-hand signal, turning from 3 Anchor Bay Road onto Main Road. So you should do your left-hand signal about here, turning left onto Main Road. Watch out for the taxis that stop on the side of the road. On Main Road, in general, you will keep on the slow lane. So on Main Road, we keep on the slow lane. Watch your side roads as you pass your side roads. Every side road, you need to look down your side road with no minus points. Take note of your solid white lines and your pedestrian crossings. The speed limit will be indicated on the side of the road, which is also 50 kilometers per hour. And this is the last stretch of the test. Main Road back to the traffic department. If a taxi stops in front of you, you need to first monitor the line in the middle of the road, whether it's a dashed line or a solid line. If it's a solid line, we cannot cross it. We'll just have to stop behind the taxi and wait for him. Every road you drive past, you need to look down the side roads. Around the bends, the line in the middle of the road is usually a solid line, so you can't overtake any vehicles. Side roads as you pass your intersections. Once you approach the traffic department, which is coming up soon, so you just have to maintain composure on a long stretch of road. As you're approaching the traffic department, you will turn left into the same driveway that you exited the traffic department with the traffic cop. Make sure to stay on your side of the road, not to cross the solid line in the middle of the stop street, entering the traffic department.